It's raining again in Vancouver, and I'm at the beach. My name is Gus. I sleep free in a bus. I travel to shoot beautiful people and beautiful places, and I share my experiences with you. So, let's go. I stopped at Starbucks on the way down here, and this is a refill. I seldom buy two coffees, like drink one, and then get a refill. But it reminds me of something that I think I should be talking about, generally speaking. Just sort of my take on loyalty cards for different businesses. As you know, I'm retired. My income is limited. And Starbucks offers a loyalty card. I don't know what it's called, a Starbucks card or something like that. But typically, I didn't know this, but if I had a loyalty card, then my refills would be free. In this particular store, they see me every day, so they give me a free one anyway, when I feel like it, but I seldom ask for a refill. Most of the time, one coffee's enough. So today I got a refill, and it was a free refill. But they typically provide free refills to people who have a loyalty card. Now, like I said, I'm retired, so I have a limited income. And my view of loyalty cards is that this company, Starbucks, wants me to lend them some money. Like I buy a card, I guarantee them that I'm going to buy coffees with it, or coffees and sandwiches or something. So I guarantee I won't spend it anywhere else but their store. And the benefit is that I get a free coffee now and then, which is, pretty common. Coffee shops, even McDonald's, gives you a free coffee every 10 coffees, if you bother to keep track of your coffees. I don't do that, but in this particular case, Starbucks wants me to buy or put money down on a loyalty card. Now, possibly I could put $5 on the loyalty card. I don't know the details. But the point is that they're asking me to lend them some money. When I lend the bank money, when I put money in on deposit in the bank, they pay me an interest. It's a terribly, ridiculously low rate, but they pay me some interest. They return the favor with actual cash in my pocket that I can spend anywhere. When I lend money to Starbucks, I don't have cash in my pocket that I can spend anywhere. It's money I have to spend at Starbucks. So they own my money. They don't pay me I don't get any return for it, except perhaps the convenience of pulling out a card. And, some small loyalty prizes of sorts. Like in my case, the only thing I want to buy at Starbucks regularly is a coffee. Now, I'm not picking on Starbucks. There's Tim Hortons sells like gift cards, right? Same logic. Give them some money, guarantee that money can only be spent at their store, and they give you nothing back but a small amount of convenience. They do not pay me interest like the bank does. So why do people buy those cards? Why would they do it? Why would they encourage Starbucks to borrow millions, if not billions, from customers and have that money sitting in their bank earning them interest or helping them build their business? So you're basically lending a large corporation some money so that they can grow or improve their products. Why don't they go and get a GoFundMe account? I'm joking, but that's what it is. It's Starbucks with a GoFundMe account. So I can never really understand why people buy these sort of convenience cards or, loyalty cards. I like Starbucks. Their coffee's fine, but mostly I'm there because the Wi-Fi's good. Coffee, I'm not really all that concerned about the quality of the coffee I buy. I even buy sometimes if I'm up early enough before Starbucks opens or before I can get Wi-Fi at a coffee shop. then I'll buy it at a gas station, for cripe's sake, just any old kind of coffee. The coffee that I make myself is not like the highest quality, although I will buy some high quality stuff once in a while just to treat myself. Most of the time, it's just, basic coffee. And Starbucks is just basic coffee, burned. Like it's, nothing special about it. But the point is, I don't want to get into the coffee quality. The point is that Starbucks is asking you to lend them some money. So is like Tim Hortons or anyone else that has a kind of loyalty card. They're generally asking you to lend them money that they'll never give back. You've got to spend it at the store, and they don't pay you any interest on that money. All they do is maybe give you a free coffee now and then. And perhaps it's worth it for some people to put $10 on their Starbucks card and then get free coffee, free coffee, free coffee. I don't know how many free refills you get, but perhaps it's worth it for those people. But, for $2.50 every 2 weeks or something, I'm not lending Starbucks money. In fact, I find it kind of, how would I put it? It's almost immoral to ask people, like, for example, like me, on a limited income, to lend them money so that I can get a free coffee occasionally. Anyway, that's my take on loyalty cards. So if these companies can have loyalty cards or GoFundMe accounts, why don't I have a GoFundMe account? I should start up a GoFundMe account just so, people who want to watch my videos regularly can GoFundMe. Sounds kind of comical, but if I had a deal where you could only watch my video, in other words, you could, once you started up to watch my videos, you could put down like $50, and then I'll give you a free video every once in a while. One that's just for you, or just for the GoFundMe people. Why don't I just start a GoFundMe account? Because I'm embarrassed to do that. I'm embarrassed to ask you to lend me money. It seems like that's ridiculous. I get it. Like this YouTube pays me a little bit of ad revenue, and it's little. I have one video that actually that's actually returning enough money to pay for the time that I invested in it. One. All of the rest of my videos probably earn $2 to $5. Now, if they all earned $5 in a month, I would get $150 for making 30 videos. 30 videos. So 30 hours, I might get $150. That's like $5 an hour at best. I should go create a GoFundMe account. Then you guys can lend me the money that you normally lend to Starbucks, only because I'm more deserving. I'm just kidding. I have a Patreon account, and I've got I'm basically getting it started. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to make it special, to give back to the people who do fund me. But I think somehow or another, I think I'm more deserving. I'm personally putting in a lot more effort to entertain you, to bring you views of a different lifestyle, views of different places on the planet, and sometimes a pretty girl. So I deserve it more than Starbucks. Yet Starbucks has millions of people lending them money. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, this isn't really a rant. This is actually, I'm kind of sort of trying to demonstrate how silly the world is. There are a huge number of artisans, people who are creating art and creating things that you'll enjoy in your life, and you're probably less likely to provide them with some funding than you are to lend a huge corporation money to buy that convenience card. Strange world we live in. Anyway, I don't know how long this video is, but it's all on one subject, and it's time to go. I don't have any sort of, this is not a cry to please go and join my Patreon, because, like I say, I'm not sure that I really want to be indebted to Patreon or patrons. But, so bringing up this loyalty card bit, kind of, I actually started out just to talk about, how I thought it was kind of silly that we would lend large corporations money for the convenience of having a card, or, I don't know what. I really honestly never investigate what these sort of loyalty cards are for. And why we would have them, except that maybe it's more convenient to buy, put $50 on a card, and then you use the card during the month. And maybe there's some discounts or something that start to make it worthwhile to have this card. But I kind of reminded me of, like I said, a GoFundMe account. Now, I'm not going to create I do not have a GoFundMe account, and I'm not going to create one. But a lot of great artists and a lot of great sort of inventions do need funding, and it makes a lot. If you're going to be lending Starbucks some money, go find a GoFundMe account kind of thing where you can spend that money, or waste that money, as might be the better way to say it, and encourage somebody's small business or an artist to continue to create art. On Facebook, there's a lot of people with, what do you call them? Now I've even forgotten its name, Patreon accounts. So those patrons, or the Patreon accounts, are designed to help fund the artist, or, I don't know what it might be. Generally, it's artists on Patreon. So for somebody like me, I create a video every day, or not so much anymore. At the moment, I'm not, because I'm living in Vancouver, and it's really hard to keep making videos in the same location over and over, unless you get sort of, some kind of idea like this, where I should talk about the lending Starbucks money, and it's convenient for me to make this video because I like to make videos about me drinking coffee in the morning. Anyway, there are like YouTubers and others who have Patreon accounts, and I'm not here begging to have you go to my Patreon and support me in particular, but there are a lot of YouTubers who have Patreon accounts that you could probably lend or provide them with funding in the same manner as you easily or quickly go out and fund Starbucks. Like, why does Starbucks need your money in advance? Why do they need to borrow your money? Nobody does anything, no business does anything without the desire for profit. So when you buy your card with Starbucks, let's say you put $50 on it, you might easily use up, buy a couple of coffees or whatever it is you buy from them. And I'm not picking on Starbucks, I'm using it as an example. You could easily buy the card and then lose it. Or, if you're like me, you'd forget you even have it. I've got a pocket full of cards that I don't use. I've got a Tim Hortons, and I'll go and buy donuts there every once in a while, and I will eventually use up a Tim Hortons, it's a, what do you call it? It's a gift card. So I will eventually use up Tim Hortons gift card on donuts, but I don't like their coffee, so I'm not going to go even though it's a free coffee. I'm not going there. I'm not going to use up my card. But eventually I have these little parties or get-togethers, and sometimes I want to bring a dozen donuts to a event to share with my friends. So I'll use it at that time because they do make good donuts. But why do people so readily lend Starbucks money or huge corporations money, and yet they balk at or call it e-begging if somebody has a Patreon account? They're quick to go give the money to a huge corporation that doesn't really need it, that's clearly making more profit off them than they would if they just bought coffees. So they have no problem with the huge corporations doing their e-begging, but they have a huge problem with like YouTubers or artists. E-begging is the word e-begging is absolutely ridiculous, because what no one doing that is actually begging. They're working their ass off in order to create an audience, or to not only create an audience but satisfy an audience and entertain an audience every day, or maybe they're once a month, but they're entertaining an audience on a regular basis, and they're simply suggesting that there are ways, like for example, for me, I need fuel to go from one place to another, and I don't travel very much when I have to be saving funds to fix my truck, or I have fixed my truck and I have to save the funds to pay it back. So these GoFundMe accounts are the same as this, as these huge corporations asking you to support them in a manner that is, it's basically called a loyalty card. So everybody accepts a loyalty card. They don't call these huge corporations beggars, but that's what they're doing. The huge corporations are actually having a GoFundMe account, and they give you a plastic card for it. Maybe I should do that. I should make a Gus and a Bus plastic card that means nothing, gives you nothing, except you've got this Gus and a Bus plastic card. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll create a GoFundMe because I'm going to give you plastic cards. And you can carry that around, and you can pull it out and show it to people and say, look, I'm a Gus and the Bus GoFundMe guy. I'm just kidding. That's more hassle than it's worth. But that's what Starbucks is doing. That's what these other corporations are doing. All of these stores, and I think McDonald's probably has them too. The gift cards are great. You can buy that and give it to somebody, and that's useful. But why not, if you're going to do that, why not just give that guy $10? Why bother with buying the card, which is, somehow or another, you're guaranteeing McDonald's that these people will buy the card. It's better to give that person $10. Anyway, that's the end of my video. I guess it turned into a rant, although that's not really the intention. The intention was to simply give Starbucks a bad time for e-begging, give these other companies a bad time for e-begging, and to get you off the idea that all of my friends on YouTube that have Patreon accounts are e-begging. Anyway, now I'm going to e-beg, say go join my Patreon account. Have a good day. That's the end of my video. I finished it by 9 o'clock in the morning, and I should have it uploaded very soon. And when I do that, I'll have to go back to Starbucks or some other coffee shop and upload it. So have a good day. I hope you enjoyed, or I hope this made you think anyway. And I'll see you tomorrow.